Now, left leader Sitaram Yechury spoke to NDTV on our show Political Roots on the Muzaffarnagar riots and the aftermath. He claimed the left was critical of the Samajwadi Party's handling of the crisis, even as they're seeking SP support for the third front.
Let's take the next question from Devyansh. Devyansh, where are you? Yes, your question.
From the 60s and 70s, the communist parties have always been on the streets, right? They've been supporting minorities, whether religious minorities, social minorities. So I have two questions on this. Why have the communist parties now become passive? And the second thing is, do you also support the gay minority which exists in the country?
Number one, as far as the being passive, I don't agree. I mean, there's been nobody is so vocal, so outspoken on the question of defense of minority rights. And the defense of minority rights, remember, doesn't stem from any particular affiliation or building a vote bank. It stems from a very, very strong commitment we have that everybody, irrespective of your religion, caste or your creed or your sex, you are equally treated. Now, as far as the gay rights issue that you have raised, and we have been one of the earliest and the first, and we continue to even articulate this. I did it personally in the parliament, when the question of criminality in that offence, which is there in Indian law, that must be removed. We've always stood for it, and
But I must ask you on the question of minority rights and secularism. You have invoked again and again this front, this alternative front, as a secular alternative. That's the phrase you use. But what is the meaning of this slogan as a political slogan, secularism? I ask you this because riots have happened on Mulayam Singh Yadav's watch. He's a constituent of your so-called secular front. We have had children dying in relief camps with Mulayam Singh Yadav refusing to acknowledge that they are riot victims. You have Mulayam Singh Yadav cavorting with Bollywood stars instead of being in the relief camps. How do you invoke the word secularism as a defining identity for your front when someone like Mulayam Singh Yadav is sitting with you?
You see, the point is to try and bring them on board, no? We have been the worst critics, or the best critics, let's say, of the Samajwadi Party, his leader. When you remember this anti-communal convention that we held in Talkotara Indo Stadium.
Yes, but he was part of it.
On that stage, he had to say that his government, Samajwadi government in Uttar Pradesh, has committed grave mistakes in Muzaffarnagar when this entire thing had happened.
Yeah.
And that was one of our, one of our points. We told him that he'll have to admit and come here and say that these are mistakes that will be corrected. So we only hope they're corrected. Our pressure is there.
But do you think he's secular? Do you think Mulayam Singh Yadav is secular?
Well, today, if he's willing to take a secular position, I'm willing to go along with him.
But that's just positioning.
I cannot give you a guarantee.
That's posturing.
Honestly, I cannot give you a guarantee. But at the moment, I think he is secular, because at the moment, the positions that he is taking and the whatever criticism of himself that he was willing to accept as far as Muzaffarnagar is concerned, that is good, but action has to follow. We are not happy with that.
You don't see the parallels between the riots that happen on Narendra Modi's watch, for which you dub him communal, and the riots that happen on Mulayam Singh Yadav's watch, for which you don't dub him communal?
Yeah, till date, there is not one expression of remorse, forget a word, from Narendra Modi.
Not from Mulayam. Not from Mulayam.
No, he said it in the convention, I'm telling you.
But he's continued to make many arrogant statements since then.
But in the convention, in presence of us, we said, if you're going to be here, you'll have to say this. He said it. Now, the point is, you may say how convincing he was, or what was his conviction in that what he said. Yes, that the time will tell, and if he wavers from that, we will be the worst critics.
And do remember to tune in for that entire interview on Sunday at 9 p.m.